Oh, 大家好，我是 Martin, and this is Short Stories, brought to you by the Language Center. Today's short story is about a very underrated holiday here in Taiwan, or at least I think it's underrated. The story we're going to hear today is about Dragon Boat Festival. Seriously, why don't you like Dragon Boat Festival more? It's amazing. It has boat racing and zongzi. Who doesn't like zongzi? Well, anyway, today's story is actually a series of 3 stories, all of which revolve around Dragon Boat Festival. And we'll hear the story about Qu Yun and also the Lady Whitesnake story, as well as Cao E's story. You probably are already very familiar with these 3 stories, but it's very good to hear them in English. It'll help you explain these stories to any foreigners who might ask. Okay, before I begin, I must first read the vocabulary and the vocabulary example sentences. After we finish reading the story, then we will do some reading comprehension questions to check your understanding. Are you ready? All right, then let's begin, starting with vocabulary. Adore. Adore. Henry adores his nephew and treats him like his own son. Corruption. Corruption. The government was so full of corruption that even the mayor was sent to jail. Sounds like Chicago. Jealous. Jealous. I'm so jealous that she has a boyfriend and I don't. Banish. Banish. The people overthrew the cruel king and banished him from the country forever. Despair. Despair. His happiness turned to despair when he lost the winning lottery ticket. Anxiety. Anxiety. It's common to feel anxiety before giving a speech in front of people. Reign. Reign. The good king's reign over his kingdom lasted for over 50 years. Grief. Grief. Jeff had trouble dealing with his grief after his beloved aunt died. Turn up. Turn up. I'll help you search for your car keys. They have to turn up somewhere. Plunge. Plunge. The man drove off the cliff and his car plunged into the sea. Drown. Drown. The lifeguard ran into the water to save the child from drowning. Profound. Profound. A near-death experience changed her life in a profound way. Convert. Convert. We are going to convert the guest bedroom into a study. Encounter. Encounter. Patrick unexpectedly encountered an old friend at the supermarket. Ward off. Ward off. In order to ward off unwanted mosquitoes, Lydia used lots of bug spray. Recover. Recover. The reason he recovered from his illness is that he got a lot of sleep. Vow. Vow. Mandy vowed she would never cheat on her boyfriend again. Again? She cheated on him once already? What a terrible girlfriend. Okay. Revive. Revive. The patient stopped breathing for several minutes, but the doctors were able to revive him. Okay, so that's it for vocabulary. Next, we'll begin the story. Remember, this is actually 3 short stories back to back, and they all take place on or around Dragon Boat Festival. Okay, here we go. Qu Yin was one of the wisest and most trusted ministers of the King of Chu during the Warring States period. He was also adored by the people because he fought against corruption in the government. His close relationship with the king, however, caused other ministers to become more and more jealous. In the end, the other ministers managed to convince the king not to listen to Qu Yin anymore, and he was eventually banished from the court. Full of despair, Qu Yin turned to poetry to express his anxiety about his fellow citizens and his country. Without Qu Yin's guidance, Chu was defeated by a neighboring kingdom called Qin. When he heard this, Qu Yin was so distraught that he took his own life by throwing himself into the Milo River. The villagers, knowing he was a good man, rushed to the river to try to retrieve him. They were afraid the fish were going to eat his body, so they threw zongzi, cooked rice covered in bamboo leaves, into the water to feed them. Okay. Second story. During the reign of the Eastern Han Dynasty, a 14-year-old girl named Cao E lived with her father, a priest. Cao E had no mother, so she was very attached to him. As a priest, her father often communicated with the gods in an effort to please them. One day he went to the river and offered a sacrifice to the god of the river. Suddenly, a huge wave came. It was too powerful for Cao E's father to withstand, and he was swept away. Cao E, numb with grief, went faithfully looking for him every day, but he never turned up. On the 17th day, which was also the same day as the Dragon Boat Festival, Cao E was so overcome with grief that she plunged into the river and drowned. Later, some villagers found her body lying on the riverbank, and miraculously, she had been carrying her father's body on her back. Cao E's profound love for her parent remains a model of filial love to this day. To honor her, people named the river she drowned in after her and built temples in memory of her. Okay. Third story. There once lived 2 powerful snake spirits named White Snake and Green Snake. Using their magic, they converted themselves into humans, and White Snake became the lovely Lady White. She soon fell in love with a man named Xu Xian and got married. So they got married. One day, Xu Xian encountered Fa Hai, a monk. The monk could tell by Xu Xian's face that Lady White was a spirit. He instructed Xu Xian to make Lady White drink some Xiong Huang wine during the Dragon Boat Festival, alleging this would ward off spirits. Lady White drank the wine and became so morbidly ill that she turned back into a snake. Upon seeing this, Xu Xian was so shocked that he passed away. When Lady White recovered and became human again, she saw her dead husband on the floor and was heartbroken. So sad. She vowed to revive him and risked her life to pilfer the magical Lingzhi from Kunlun Mountain. After she succeeded, Lady White told Xu Xian her true identity, and Xu Xian accepted the fact without worry because he had seen how much she cared for him. Okay. What a beautiful story about love. So we had 3 stories, and at least 2 of them involved drowning, which seems to be a theme in Dragon Boat stories. Wonder why that is. Okay, next, let's do some reading comprehension questions. Are you ready? Good, because I'm going to read 5 questions for you. And you need to answer the 5 questions as best you can. Question number 1. Who was Qu Yuan? A. The king of Chu. B. The king of Qin. C. A government minister. D. A priest. Well, he worked for the king of Chu, but he was not the king of Chu. I think you know the answer is C. A government minister. Okay. Question 2. Why was Qu Yuan banished? A. The other ministers were jealous of him. B. He made the king angry. C. He liked poetry. D. He stole the Xiong Huang wine. Well, I think the answer is A. The other ministers were jealous of him. Question number 3. What happened to Cao E's father? A. He was banished from the court. B. He was swept away by a wave. C. He became king. D. He turned into a snake. Well, he wasn't white snake or green snake, and I'm pretty sure that the answer is B. He was swept away by a wave. If you remember, Cao E's father was a priest, and he often gave sacrifices to the god of the river. Well, one day, I guess the god of the river did not like his sacrifices, so the god sent a big wave to sweep him away, and he drowned. Yeah, wow. Gods are very fickle, aren't they? Okay. Question number 4. How did Qu Yuan and Cao E kill themselves? A. They jumped into a river. B. They used poison. C. They jumped off a cliff. D. They drank Xiong Huang wine. Well, they didn't drink the wine, and they didn't use poison. The answer is A. They jumped into a river. A lot of the stories around Dragon Boat Festival seem to involve drowning in rivers. Yikes. Question number 5. What is the true identity of Lady White? A. Xu Xian. B. Fa Hai. C. Green snake. D. White snake. The answer is obviously D. White snake. I mean, Lady White, white snake. It's obvious. Okay. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you all again next time. Bye-bye.